It's commonly called a VUCA world. Very volatile, very complex. Things change very rapidly. So it's an increasingly competitive world. So we imagine a future where we build a business leader of the future that is able to withstand the rigors of competition. So once every year, as the CharterQuest Case Study Center, we bring the world to South Africa and take South Africa to the world, really to benchmark and celebrate fit-for-purpose education. And by this, I'm talking about education that is very rigorous, education that is, it imbibes the principles of the culture of critical thinking, education that shifts from the textbook to one that really connects what happens in the classroom or the textbook to solving real-world socioeconomic challenges, those challenges that global business leaders face on a day-to-day basis, with the hope that that education can produce leaders who understand beyond just what goes on in the textbook, who can identify problems, who can become entrepreneurs, who can build organizations from South Africa on the continent that can withstand the very best of competitions around the world. And I say this with a deep passion for the country South Africa, for the continent, but make no mistake, I'm a globalist. I look at things from a very global point of view. The world has become so integrated, like I pointed out before. So you want to be sure that people will produce, they can withstand competition, not just within their classrooms, not just within their provinces, not just within the country, but they can withstand competition continentally, internationally, and globally. They should be ready to deal with all the challenges that they will be faced when they become captains of industry. So really, this is what drives us. So when we set out this case study center, we said, how can we use the case study method, an integrated case study method to be precise, to intertwine what businesses are doing and what the academic system is doing, and try and bring this and try and create a culture of excellence. It's been 2 years down the line. Last year, we reported that so many different teams entered from 5 continents all over the world. Yes, it's true, 1,273. 5 continents, 35 different universities. This year, it moved to 1,500. 5 continents still, but this time 60 different universities. And when we sat here last time, we reported that we are not done. It doesn't end at the level of the universities. We are setting out to reimagine and change the education system right from the grassroots. And we promised you, that was in 2016, that in 2017, we would introduce a second version of the competition to take this message of change, of applied thinking, critical thinking, so that we build the foundation that is necessary for our universities to then tap from there and build the leaders that we are looking for this country, for this continent, and at the global level. We're proud to report that 1 year on, we've managed to introduce that second version of the competition, and this night we will be celebrating the winners. Make no mistake, all those who have come through from the top 20, top 6, top 3, and eventually we'll be announcing the winning teams. They are winners. Listen to you carefully the day you arrived. Listen to your challenges about career decisions. I recall going back some 25 years ago when I had to grapple with the same challenges. I wanted to study law, human rights law to be precise. I felt that my mission was to defend human rights. But I wanted to couple that with political sciences because I was saddened with a society, Cameroon, where I came from, which has a very autocratic system. And I felt that if I understood how the political system works, I'll be a better lawyer in terms of defending people across the country from a human rights point of view. I didn't realize that shortly after getting my GC advanced level to go into university, coming from a family of 7, very poor one for that matter, you go out, you ask for advice. I want to do law, I want to do political science, but what do you think? Your mother says your grades are very good on geography, so you can go and do geology. But Mama, why? Well, there's a neighbor there who's a geologist, and he ends, well, you can get us out of poverty. I say, well, apart from this neighbor, who else do you know? She couldn't really explain. And I'll listen to my teacher, my English teacher, Mr. Fuelefa, and sat me down, told me, look, young man, there's the part about your passion, what you want to do, but there's also the part about the realities of life. If you look around you, every single company needs an accountant. So I see you struggle here. Every now and then you need help. Your family is struggling. I really think that if you did accounting, you're going to get the best chance of getting a job shortly after and help your mother, take your brothers out of poverty and the rest. And I thought about this, but this accounting field is really something I'm not. Yes, it came down to that, which path gives me the best chance to get myself out of the shackles of poverty and position myself to be able to get my family out of that. No sooner did I choose to do accounting at university, and then I realized that much as I love the discipline, my own university could do a bit more to groom up the way I felt the world was moving. When I realized that that was never going to happen, my life was turned upside down because I stood up against the university, elected student union leader, and I challenged the system and said, we need to do more. We need to improve the system. It didn't go so well, and I left my country. It's been 22, almost 20 years since then. I have not gone back. It's for one simple reason. I'm a refugee, so I cannot go back to my country. But I found a home here. But no sooner had I settled here, I realized that the same sort of challenges that I stood up for, this country also has similar variants of these challenges. And then I started taking some time to investigate, is this how education is practiced? Why is it that the developed world is so developed and we seem to always be falling behind? And this has been a journey over the last 20 years, questioning the system, how can we improve it? And that is what ultimately got us to form an organization called the Charter Quest Institute. Now, I would say the rest is history. Let's come back to today. Really, like I pointed out last year, and I'll point it again, CFO Junior, I do hope that you have learned a lot from the process. You can now better think about what you're doing with your careers. This year, it was a national competition. Next year, you will be competing against schools from across the continent. So we look forward to coming back here in the next 1 year to celebrate a bigger, better CFO Global, as well as a bigger and better CFO Junior. I owe it to the people of this country. I owe it to all the stakeholders who think, care, and act around education. That is why I look around, I look for people that I know are making a significant contribution to education in this country. As I summarize this part of my speech, I know that we need to go on to, you call it item 11. One organization that has struck me in terms of its mission, its mandate, and its capacity to influence and improve on the education system in the country has been the South African Qualifications Authority. You will notice on our magazine, we are featuring that particular organization because we believe it's got a mandate for the country from a point of view, especially from a point of view of articulation. We want to see the side of education and the academic side of education cross-pollinate. We would like to see the country give more emphasis as well to practical education, to occupational qualifications. And we would like to know that young people, as they come through the system, need from the practical side to the academic side, from the academic side, it's a concept called articulation. And we look at SAQA. We know that the organization has to work within the framework of the broader education policy of the country. But one person that has struck my attention and my admiration, whom I felt strongly that should be invited today to be our guest of honor and make a brief statement, has been Mr. Joe Samuels. I would leave the stage at this point. I'll be coming back to talk about the announcements, the awards themselves, but I'll leave the stage at this point by inviting Mr. Joe Samuels as our guest of honor to come on stage. He's the CEO of SAQA and make a brief statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Nti, for those kind words about my organization, the South African Qualifications Authority. When I thought about the brief statements that I'm about to make, I thought to myself, if I think about CFO, what does it mean for me? And I was reminded of the first time that I met with our founding CEO of SAQA, Mr. Samuel Isaacson. He told me a story about the CFO. He said that one day the CEO discovered that there was money that was being siphoned off. So he went to the CFO and he said to the CFO, "I'm going to fire you." And the CFO said to him, "Look, I think you must consider very carefully whether you want to fire me or not. Because I already have got my holiday house, I've got my boat, things that, I need. If you fire me now, the CFO, you must remember you must get all of those things." But I didn't think that that's the kind of CFO that Valentine has in mind. When she spoke, she was speaking about, and she used this big word, this E word, ethical. So when I think about the C in CFO, I think about clean, and I think about clean audits and so on. Because in South Africa, we are striving to have clean audits both in the public sector as well as in the private sector. So clean stands for this idea of ethical leadership. Don't we need that so much in South Africa today? We have moral leadership, we need to have ethical leadership. Has been pointed out that if one looks at the private sector, if we look at the KPMG issues, we look at ESCOM, CFO can motivate so that, something like 685 or 87 million, can go to one company. We have got companies, in fact, that overspend with billions, as it was. So we actually need to have ethical leadership. We need to have clean, ethical behavior. And that is what the C in CFO stands for. Also, I think the C for me also stands for congratulating the person that has brought this vision of this global competition year, and that is Valentine. Wow, I tell you, the first time that I met him, he spoke about this idea of articulation and so on, and he really wanted to make sure, that I'm on the right side. He said, can we trust what you are saying in these policy documents? So I want to really congratulate him, because one can have a vision, but the point about it is if you don't have an action plan and you don't put the resources behind it to actually make this work, then it will be like a train that stands at the station and it just stays there. So let us give him a round of applause. I also think it's important to congratulate the teams, the team from the university and the junior team, for participating in this. Because you are winners by the mere fact that you've been participating in this award. And then, of course, we also must say congratulations to the winners that will be announced a little bit later. You are the first amongst equals for me. So let us give you a round of applause for being winners. The second letter, which is the F, it stands for financial. But we know there's a big discussion and debate happening in the world today. Is the CFO only about financial aspects? Shouldn't the CFO move from being a bean counter, as the name goes, to being a value manager, so that the strategic role of the CFO is a very important thing? And that wise decisions can be made in terms of investment, but also in terms of the business as a whole. How does one move the business forward? And I think, when Valentine was speaking earlier, he was talking about this idea that that we would like, that CFOs can become global leaders. And it seems to me that the kind of competencies that we are requiring from CFOs these days is that, in fact, it is about being strategic more than anything else. And then when I think about the O, I think about this idea of an opportunity. Now, if we don't take the opportunity, then also, the opportunity will go by. And that, again, fits into the idea, of the CFO as a strategic leader. But again, I want to say, it is quite important that the participants today also took the opportunity to be part of this competition, whether it's whether it is in all of these continents where people come from, or whether it is people, the school learners that participate in the junior event. It is taking the opportunity. And I think that is what a lot of people are asking for, that they must be given the opportunity to take things forward. So I would like to, again, wish everyone well, but also say that we need to support Wellington to take this idea and to make it bigger, and to try to get as many more schools to participate in this, and also many more universities. So with that, then I want to wish you well, and I want to congratulate all of you and say that CFO for me stands for a clean, from finance to strategy, and to take the opportunity forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. Strategically, I need to get the speakers to speak less so that I can get on time. I went to everyone, I said, listen, don't worry, Johnny, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. All right. So now I'm already speaking to the next speakers who are coming in. I said, really, is it 5 minutes or is it 10? So I must just know what's happening. So, but guys, it's great to have this caliber of speakers. I mean, I said at the beginning of this competition, when you have people like us speaking to us, it's a privilege. It's a privilege to have the caliber of speakers speaking to us. And we're not finished yet. We're still going to bring some more great speakers on. But it is truly a privilege. And I keep saying that to the aspirants. It's a privilege to be around these people and just to listen to their words of wisdom, and they will help you in your careers. And this is what I want to tell you. The people in this room will remember this day. You might not think so, but in years to come, you will remember this day, because in this room, history is being made. It's the second year of the competition. It's the first year for the national. It's when Valentine just announced that it's going through Africa, I couldn't expect anything less. It's always pushing the boundaries. Let's play a bigger game. Okay, and that's what he's doing. And that's why I say we're having a glimpse of the future with the people that are in this room, because one day those people at the back there will be standing on this stage speaking to other people at the back there. And their lives would have been changed because they put their hand up for an event like this. So I think it's a privilege to hear speakers speak like this. We just wish they speak just shorter, but it's one of those things. Okay, so guys, we're going to go into dinner now. Same procedure. Dinner is behind that pillar. We're going to start again with table 1, 2, and 3. There are 2 lines at the back for dinner, so we will also start with 1 or 2 tables at the back, so it can just go quicker. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your dinner, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Just an ordinary day till you came around, and now my life's upside down. Imagine that, and it's all because I heard you say, and it's all because I heard you say, and it's all because I walked your way, and I heard you say, I heard you say, and I heard you say, I heard you say, and I heard you say, I heard you say, I heard you say, I heard you say, and I heard you say, I heard you say, and I heard you say, and I heard you say, 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 and I heard you say. Just an ordinary day till you came around. I had my head straight and sound, and they told me that just an ordinary day till you came around, and now my life's on the bounce, just like that. And it's all because I walked your way, and it's all because I heard you say, and I should've known to stay away, but I heard you say, I heard you say, and I heard you say, I heard you say, and I heard you say, I heard you say, I heard you say, I heard you say, and I heard you say, I heard you say, and I heard you say, and I heard you say, 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 and I heard you say. I'm just right. You got to sit tight. Close your eyes and let your head roll down. Get your feet up off the ground and let your head roll down. Get your feet up off the ground. Don't go outside, 'cause you don't know what's there. Just a morning day.
The world changes, revolutionaries die, and the children they forget. The ghetto is our first love, and our dreams are drenched in gold. We don't even cry. We don't even cry. We don't even cry. We don't even cry about it no more. We don't even cry. Our beautiful wives with many, many days. Nizilibele ubani zalwa ngobani. Nizilibele ubani zalwa ngobani na. Nizalwa ngobani. Libele ubani zalwa ngamakawe. Nizalwa ngobani. Libele ubani zalwa ngobani na. Nizalwa ngobani. Begi was it living is in Tabakati no Mama? Was it living is in Tabakati no Data? Ay, was it living is in Tabakati no Mama? Was it living is in Taba? Was it living is in Taba? Sobo mi belu Nugu sonina Nugu sobo Belila Nugu sobo mi belu Nugu sonina Nugu sobo Belila Nugu sobo mi belu Sonina, no Musoba, Penile into Musoba, be benu. Sonina, sobo bibenu, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nhlungu sonina, nhlungu sobawo, siphelile inhlungu sobo bibenu, yeah, yeah. Nhlungu sonina, nhlungu sobawo, siphelile inhlungu sobo bibenu, yeah, 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 yeah. Nhlungu sonina, nhlungu sobawo, siphelile, 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 siphelile. Ngithi power, 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 when I'm a ticket, did you when I'm a tail? Did you when I saw when I criticize, when I Robert saw when I shine to play. Yeah, 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 yeah. When I'm only but when I'm a ticket seller, when I'm the power, when only power, when only power. Oh, mama, ticket seller. Oh, mama, ticket seller. Ay, my ticket seller. Oliver Tam, Oliver Tambo, when I'm a ticket seller, when I'm a teller, Oliver, now we're Robert Sobukwe, Halamaka, Jose Mamburu, my ticket seller. Now we're Stefan to Kabiko, Winnie Mandela, Grasha Michelle, Samora Michelle, when I'm Mandela, now we're Kaloku Brenda Fassi, yeah, 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 yeah. When I Brenda fast, now I label my tosa. Yeah, 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 yeah. When I Brenda fast, now I live on Chaka. Tandy summer swine the cow, Tandy summer swine the cow, simply went down. All the cow, I'm a the world changed, revolutionaries died, and the children they forget. Cause the ghetto is our first love, and our dreams are drenched in gold. We don't even cry. We don't even cry about it no more. Our beautiful world, many, many, many days. Oh, this I don't go by. 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 Thank you so much. Igama kudidi dithungwe nabakhulu ukuse diniqelele yesivunguvugu salumhlaba Gamala gudidi itsumwe nabakhulu ukusendini esifungufungu salumhlaba Si hamba si pelekwe Pusa inyati baba kamili Sondelate Dili kelele Yezinto Zadumlawa Oh, we go lead to Zandali's way Si hamba si pelekwe Usa inyati baba kamili Oh, mantika twa Tingena razi Usa baba kamili Bobo kuidana Bobo abanye bati Namji bangati Usa baba kamili Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Can I, Craig, I don't know where you are, if you can hear me, can I have just a little bit of myself in the monitor? Thank you so much. Please show some love to my good friend, Tandi Nduli on the piano. Tempinkosi Mavimbela on the bass. And Spelelo Mazibuko on drums. My name is Titi Luzipo, and I'm so happy to be here tonight. It is an honor, it is a privilege. And we're going to sing some songs that you know, some songs you may not know, some songs you know. Pretend like you like all of them, even if you don't. So this one is a sing-along. If you can't sing, hush. And if you can't sing, please sing along. If I can have a glass of water, it will be so great. Please, a glass of water, please. If you can make that 4 bottles of water, it would even be greater. If anyone can hear me somewhere. There's music in the air. you go. Let the music take you there, far from the world you know. You can feel it when you see that you know there's a joy in everything. World made for love. You've come to mean a song. I will show you the way. Your heart can come along. You can feel it when you sing. Then you'll find love, you find love, find love. There's a joy in everything. World made for love. Oh, yeah. Look for love in the music. Still the melody. You'll find love. Look for love in the music. Still the melody. You'll find love. Yeah, how when I la la la. Chanting to it, there's a music in the air. It makes us sorrowful. Take you there, far from the world, you know. You can feel it when you see. And you know there's a joy in everything. World made for love. If ever someday to me a song. look for love in the music. Listen to the melody. In the melody, you'll find love. I will look for love, love in the music, love in the melody, you'll find love. Look for love, kind of love, music, melody. Cause I gotta look for it, you gotta look for it, we gotta look for love in this world. We gotta find love, cause we need love. Cause our God is love, our God is love. Cause we are one, we are one, we are one. There's no faith, no reality, no one, we are one. Zania, Zania, from Cape to Cairo, from Cape to Cairo, from Morocco to Tanzania, we are one. Yeah. There's no India, there's no Muslim, there's no color, we are one. We gotta find love. We gotta find love from Cape to Cairo, Morocco to Tanzania. We gotta find love. We gotta find it. I gotta find it. You gotta find it. We gotta find love. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful song titled Music in the Air by Mamina Tambulu, one of my favorite musicians. The next one we're going to do is a song that I wrote with my brother, and it's titled Namazu. We are one. Bondeka. Tibuyela kochezi sesi bondeka. Tibuyela kosaliwa sesi bondeka. Tibuyela kokamu sesi bondeka. Tibuyela kosaliwa sesi. Sesi bondeka. Ekhaya kusebai sesi bondeka. Ekhaya kusehangeli sesi bondeka. Ekhaya sesi kumama wami notata wami ekhaya kubazalo makhulu bami ekhaya kumakazi wami nomalume wami ubaba mncane noma mncane ndiyakuthuka ndiyakuthuka ndiya ekhaya
For many endless years, we shed so many tears. Kids carrying guns and wielding heavy spears. To all of you, my peers, and the
Okay, I'll just sing because I can't sing now. Is it okay if I sing? I carry on singing? Carry on, right? Let's have a party. Aushaba Chigaleza Timinawe Ameso Ependugitye Timinawe Ukujabula hapa makawe wingasmo amaka thina sesifuna ukujabula apha maqhawe.
Hello, guys. So let me ask you this. Don't you guys like that music that tells you I'm on my way up? Did you guys hear? Play that again. Let them hear that. Just let them hear. I'm on my way up. Listen to this, guys. Listen, listen. Play it. I love it. So, how was that? Guys, did you hear the entertainment while you guys were eating? Did you take note? I don't know who sourced out that talent. It's like a CFO case study competition that. You source out the best talent all over the world. They even entertain you. I would like to give them another hand. I don't know where they are, guys. Give them a hand. So the time has come for us to announce who is going to have the crown of 2017 for the global case study competition of 2017 and the national case study competition of 2017. Everyone's been waiting for this moment. I laughed yesterday when the teams went out. I said to you, you guys are all winners. You're all winners. And until someone says you're not, just go home and be a winner. Be the part. And we've been saying this over and over, and all the judges have said that, and we've had sessions with the teams that life works that way. There has to be a winner. When there's a soccer game, there has to be a winner. And that's how the world works. In business, it's a transaction, and we always strive to go for win-win, but they always say there's a winner. But I would like to say, when you're going into business, if you have an attitude of win-win, you're going to have a long-term relationship in business. So I want to say to you guys, we did a win-win in this competition. Everyone won in this competition. And we're about to call on Valentine to start the process of the awards, to introduce the head judges. And I know you guys are all tense, but I just want to introduce the fact that well done to all of you. And before I invite Valentine, can we just give one last hand to everyone in the room who competed in this competition? So the moment has come. Could you please come up to the stage so that we can get our winners of 2017? Give him a hand, guys.
All right, let's just get right into it. We're going to start with CFO Junior. For that, I will like to invite Professor Peliwe Lolwana on stage. He's been the chief judge, phenomenal leadership over the last 2 days, managing the judges and making sure a shared consensus is reached. Professor Peliwe is the for Omalusi. She founded Omalusi, which is the quality assurance body for the metric level, the pre-post secondary education level, or call it high schools and colleges and basic education as you generally called. She's also currently the chairperson of the Quality Council for Trade and Occupation in research and education on the continent and globally. We have her here, and she's led the panel of judges the last 2 days, and had the opportunity to make a brief statement and get on with the process of announcing the winners. But before we do that, perhaps I should invite the 3 teams that competed today at the finals to come on stage. That would be Team Peacocks from African Leadership Academy. Team Evolution from Kuro Waterstone, Gauteng. Team Westville from Westville Boys High, KwaZulu-Natal. Okay, throughout we have invited these teams throughout the top 20, top 6, and all to this point. We've always called them on stage whenever we invite them to participate or to perform alphabetically by name of their school. So I have also just called them on stage alphabetically by name of the school. But we were eventually going to get to a point where it is no longer going to be based on the alphabetical order, but based on their performance. So I'll to Professor Peliwe to get on with the process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nti. I just want to say that before yesterday, I didn't know much about CFO. It's been my pleasure to interact with such wonderful young people, gifted, talented, mature intellectually and emotionally, as well as all the judges. But as it's been said before, there has to be a winner, and we've come to that point. But remember that it's not a cliche that you are all winners. Now, announcing the winners of the Junior Achievers, I will start with the second runner-up. Up is Team Evolution. From Kuro Waterstone, Gauteng. The first runner-up is Team Peacocks. And the winner is Team Westville from Westville Boys High.
I would like to invite Claudel Van Eck, who is the CEO of the Institute of Internal Auditors, to come on stage and assist us grant these awards. We're now going to invite the team leader to make a brief statement. Please keep it to 30 seconds.
Well, good evening, everyone. Personally, and on behalf of my team, I can honestly say that we did not expect to be standing up here in front of you all today. Huge surprise, very relieved, very thankful to everyone who was a part of this competition and setting it up and making it happen, because of everyone sitting here tonight, juniors and seniors, we really enjoyed it. We really appreciate all the hard work that was put in, and thank you. We look forward to being here when we at the university and can compete on a global stage.
Okay. No, wait a minute. Okay, we now want to recognize the other two teams for their top 3 achievement. Prior to this, they had already qualified as a top 6. We obviously would not have known who would eventually go all the way to the top 3, as well as eventually the winners. So we have your awards for your top 3. So I'm going to start with Tim Peacocks from African Leadership Academy. All right, so we can now move on to the global edition. we're going to call the teams again on stage alphabetically as they've been. We're going to start with Team Eureka from China. Team UMCC from University of Munster, Germany. Team Iris from Ghana. Well, the time has come. I will now invite the head judge, John Fredericks, who is the Group CFO of the Telkom Group, to come on stage and make a brief statement and then take us through the process. Thank you. Sorry, maybe I should call the 2 hours. Yeah. Just before he does, may I invite Mr. Joe Samuel, CEO of SAQA, to come on stage to assist us give the award, as well as Professor Peliwe. Sorry, Professor Elmarie Sadler to come on stage. My apologies.
Thank you, Mr. Nti. He said that I must make a short speech, but I've actually got words for 2 hours. And maybe just to put that in perspective, and before I start that, I would like to welcome the VIPs. And it's not the VIPs on table 1. It's all the participants. They actually the real VIPs. All protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's a real pleasure for me to have been part of the CFO competition for the 2nd year. And I would like to leave some thoughts with you. And the first one is that this competition bridged a gap between university and business. As business leaders, and one of my co-judges indicated, when they come from the universities, don't realize, everybody would realize, if you take cell phones, every 6 months there's a new cell phone. So technology just moves greatly and fastly. If you don't keep up with it, you will be left behind. And as such, I want to focus. There's a significant gap, and I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Valentine and his team for this initiative. And I'll speak a little bit about why it is critical at a later stage, if you allow me. It's also important to mention that the work that they've put in, the judges, was assisted by a detailed model framework solution. So we didn't quite pull things out of the air. And then we applied our knowledge in terms of business. And the key is, how do we present an integrated solution at the end? I'm going to make maybe a controversial statement at the end of the day that it's not all about winning. And maybe all the teams have come here to win, but it's not about winning. It's about learning and application. So if you didn't use the opportunity to attend every session, you missed a great opportunity, because then you didn't learn. And the purpose of this competition is to learn. The only reason for me why there always need to be a winner is so that we can increase the quality of the competition. And if I look the 3 teams that we have, and even the 3 teams that win the semi-final, great presentations. We've mentioned it last year, I'm going to mention it again. And most of the judges has indicated if we gave that to some of our senior staff, they would have struggled. So you are unique. Let nobody tell you anything different. And with that, I would like us to applaud them. The second point I want to make, it's not all about winning. I mentioned it firstly. The fact that you decided to participate make you a winner, firstly. Secondly, the fact that you made the top 6 made you a winner. Then maybe something additional controversial. The real winners is actually the teams that 2nd to 6. And people say, yeah, there's something wrong with you. How can that be? It's all about winning. Now let's take it to sport. Agree. Sport is all about winning. There's a saying, the person that won the Olympic gold for 100, they don't remember the person that got silver. But the benefit is we're not trying to address those issues. We're trying to address the gaps in education and prepare you that you can have a better future in the business environment. It may be something of myself. When I did articles at Coopers and Lybrand, now PwC, and a week before I had to start my articles, I phoned my partner and asked him, what do you expect from me? And I was quite proud, I had my BCom. And he said, I don't expect anything from you because you don't know anything. The benefit, everybody that participated and attended the session to listen how other people present and learn from that. What you've got some experience now. So 2 things. Firstly, take that, see how you can improve, and then also share it with your colleagues. The winners, and well done to the winner. How do you improve? And that's always a challenge because everybody is coming for you. It's important that I tell you the world is your oyster. It's what you make of it at the end of the day. You can achieve anything you put your mind to. Don't let anyone tell you anything. And just as illustration, Google has just appointed, because initially I wanted to start and say this is the main event, but it's not. Google has just appointed a 13-year-old. So it's possible for everyone in this room, the students, to achieve greatness. Now, something that I would like to touch on that impact the whole world, but particularly Africa. And remember, South Africa is part of Africa, people. And the point I want to make is we're in the 4th industrial revolution. Many people doesn't realize it. We talk about the new economy. If we don't do anything and prepare for that, we will be left behind. If you look at the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, some countries got left behind, not 2, 3, or 4, or 5 years, but 100 years. It's the responsibility of educational institutions, business, regulators, to ensure that our youth of today will be ready for that. Otherwise, we will just be left behind. Now let's talk about the fourth industrial revolution. Jobs of today won't be there. So you need to take much wider, much broader, and that's why the case study is integrated. It's not about finance. We got the earlier definition of the CFO from Joe. And the one question he asked is, are we still bean counters? That has moved on significantly, because I always joked and say, if they need the accountant, they take him out of the corner, use him and put him back there. That has changed significantly, especially with the difficult economic environments. And the CFO is actually second in charge in any organization now, supporting strategically, and that's the other thing that we looked at. Strategic insight into the case studies, but also into the business. And that's why, in terms of solutions, we're not looking what we ask that's in the box, but also what is outside the box, and making sure that we can achieve that. So as I already said, to conclude, I won't do that hour or 2 hours. It's not about winning. It's about learning. And the point that I also want to leave with the teams is about team. Before Google, everybody kept information for themselves because they say, if I share with anyone else, I'll lose my job. Today, with Google, you can get anything, so it's not a competitive advantage. So as a team, you must always work as a team. What does this competition give you? The key thing for me is confidence. If you have confidence, you can actually do anything. And presenting with judges that look scary sometimes, and an audience that you haven't been before could be scary. But what you're taking away is that you have improving confidence, and you must never shy away of an opportunity to present or to participate. It's also about developing your skills and integrate your thinking. And the last and most important one, and that comes out of the case studies, it's about long-term sustainability. Not for today. And unfortunately, we are a world that's very short-term focused. We want to be satisfied immediately, but it's all about long-term sustainability. The question is, you all are winners. Well done. It was a great competition, very effective presentations, excellent participation, and you can just go from here and improve. I'm very happy to be part of this process. And as a result, I'm not going to announce any winners. But that wouldn't be fair. As have been in the semi-finals, it's been difficult. And it's always sad. I don't want to use the sad. When we gave some feedback, I said to the teams, don't use negative words. Now, sad is a negative word. And I suppose natural, we're human. We're disappointed if we don't make it. And the message that I'm saying, if you didn't make it, you've got development areas that can make you the best. And take that away from it. So semis was very difficult. Finals was even more difficult. And as I say, I look more the winners, always for me to improve the quality. So in third place, and between second and third and first was close. So maybe we shouldn't on. No, sorry. Team Erika. Now, if you say the one, the other one, no. Second place, Team Iris. And the winner of the competition is UMC.
I think we must be on that side.
Johnny, it's a pity I think I must call you back to take your stage. I want to thank you. I'm going to go back and take my stage and my seat and give back the mic to Johnny to do what he does best. But Johnny, thank you so much. It's been a phenomenal last 4 days. You've put the glue together and made this work, just like you rose up to the occasion last year. I'm extremely indebted to yourself. But I think just before I do that, I must recognize that this would not have been possible without some very major sponsors who have supported us financially, particularly the ACCA, Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. Can we give them a hand of applause? I must also give credit to my team. She's reminding me on a few things, but she has been quite phenomenal. Stephen himself. Stephen, is Stephen here? Justice, the people who have been the inspiration behind the team, the dream, and the team in terms of what we've achieved up to this time. Justice, is Justice here? Chegofatso? Okay, and my full CharterQuest team, Amanda, Abigail, please, can you just rise up and so that we can recognize you? Butler. Okay, I must also thank my board that oversees what we do as part of the CharterQuest Case Study Center. Fatima is the board chairperson. Thank you so much for the support. Advocate Poshkomi is also here. Thank you so much for the support. Casey, you should also be here. Thank you so much for the support. I want to thank you all for making the time to come of celebrating our future business leaders. I particularly thank also my VIPs who took the time, as I said in the beginning, to come celebrate with us and help us grant these very important awards for the country, for the continent, and globally. On that note, you will not hear my voice anymore. Let's give the stage back to Johnny. Johnny, thank you so much. Apparently, Team Germany, do you want to come and make a statement? Team leader.
That's why.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are extremely honored to be the winners of this competition. And when starting the journey, basically nearly 1 year ago, I guess, we really didn't expect to be here and to become top 3 and then finally winners. But I really can say that I guess that every one of us is a winner, because during the competition, I think everyone learned so much, and we can be really inspired also by the organization committee. I know how hard it is to organize such a competition, as we are also trying to organize one back home. And we got so many inspiration here for that. And I think it was a great experience. We learned a lot, and we hope that we can come back next year. And we also would like to invite you that you will come to our competition next year.
Johnny, the stage is okay.
Yes. Great. Listen to the music, guys, as I rise up. That was my moment. Okay, so guys, it has been it's been a great evening. You know what I like? I like the challenge. Did you guys see that challenge? I came to South Africa, we won. Now you come to Germany and you take it back. Did you guys see that challenge? I just don't know. Does Germany have a junior competition? I don't know. We just had one, so we're a bit ahead. The challenge, I'm sure Valentine will take on the challenge. We'll see you guys in Germany. If you guys need an MC, I'm available. I come with the teams as a package. Okay, so guys, it's been a great evening, and I really see I'm inspired by the speakers. I'm inspired by the teams. I think some teams didn't expect it. No one expected, not even us. This team is this competition is run. I would like to just say another thing. As MC of this competition, there's a lot of things that are going on in the background. That, yes, you guys see everything's going well. Sometimes I tell the team that we work with, I said, you know what we are? We like swans. Everyone sees us and we just gliding. But no one knows what's going on under the water. It's like we're paddling. And it has been such a privilege to work with the Charter Quest team. They've really supported me. They things work like clockwork. They know what's going on. They organize. It makes my life so easy. And I don't think they got a good enough applause. So I would like us all to give them a great hand now for doing all this hard work. The Charter Quest team behind the scenes. Sometimes, yes, Valentine's, yeah, but there's a team behind him that makes him shine. Right, Valentine? There's a team behind him that makes him shine, and they helped me a lot through this process. So I just want to give them a hand. Please, guys, can you give them a hand? I want to leave this. I want to close off this event. Yes, there will be. You don't have to leave. There will be dessert, and you guys can celebrate. We're not chasing you away. But what I want to say to you guys, I read a book by Ray Dalio. I don't know if you guys know who Ray Dalio is. He's the 100th richest guy in the world. He has a mutual fund that has made money consistently over the years. And he just wrote a book called Principles. And I love how he opens the book and he starts the question. How do we know we're right? How do I know I'm right? I'm about to make a decision. How do I know I'm right? And he's lived with that question every single day going to work, asking himself, how do I know I'm right? And the way he describes it in the book is he says, I should get feedback all the time from teams, from the market. I should be getting feedback all the time. And that is what was happening in this case study competition. You had to present something, but you had to question it. You have to ask your teams. You have to look at the markets. You have to look at what the mining industry is doing, what the country is doing. How do I know I am right? Every single day, you've got to go make a decision for your life, for your business, for your employees, for your careers. Some of you are asking, I don't know, what should I do? Should I study to become an accountant? That's obvious, but anyway. But should I study to become a lawyer? There's a lot of these questions. But how do I know I'm right? And I'm not here to give you the answer to that, because there is no answer to that. You live your life every single day asking yourself that question in your business, in your life, with your family. How do I know I'm right? So you get out of your ego and you start asking the market, you start getting feedback, and you make decisions by getting feedback. And tomorrow you ask yourself the question again. How do I know I'm right? Because when you keep asking your question like that, you keep being innovative to get new answers, to be inspired to take your businesses, to take your life to new heights, because you're searching for the answer continuously for the rest of your life. How do I know I'm right? So guys, with that, I wish you guys all, I'm going to close off also with the words I started this competition with. I went and we started this competition a few days ago, and I said, my first words in opening the seminar, I said, you were born with greatness. You came into this world with greatness. When you came into this world, you didn't ask for it, but you were given greatness. You were given ability. You were given opportunity. You were giving so much. Your ability is beyond your understanding. What you're capable of is beyond your understanding. Your question is, you need to keep on pursuing your greatness. It is in you. It is your gift. As you start this competition, you've got to seek out the question, how do I know I'm right? But I know one thing, I was born with greatness. I was born with ability. I was born with potential. I was born to live my purpose. And that's how you're going to live an extraordinary life, knowing that every single day you go to sleep, knowing I gave today my best. I asked the question, I seeked out answers, I was innovative, I was motivated, and I took my life to a whole new level. And the next morning, I'm going to wake up knowing I was born with greatness, knowing I have ability and potential to be and do and make an impact in this world. And that is how you're going to live your life, and you will see more success than you've ever seen. Zig Ziglar said, if I just help enough people in the world get what they want, I will get what I want. So use your abilities, your potential, your greatness to go serve the world and make a difference in this world by being the next CFO, by living your purpose and living your passions. So guys, well done. Congratulations. Congratulations to the CFO Global and National Competition. And I will see you guys in 2018. Next week, registration's open for 2018. So go out there and register. Germany, we'll see you in Germany. Okay, guys, thank you very much. And I'll see you guys at the top. Cheers. Dessert will be served. So don't go anywhere. It's all paid for.
Yeah, of course they can. Life has been passing you by. First time, it's now or never. Highway, got to make it there. Freedom, hello, the highway. Samaya only, but never time. Too hot, we can take Life has been blessing you by. First time, it's now or never. I don't got to bring it back. Till the bottom, we got home. We will show you the time. You go forever. We can finish till the bottom. Thank you so much. This is our second last song. Tandy Nduli on the keyboard. Stella Mazibuko on drums. Tembulosi Nambigela. My name is Titi Luzipo. If you want Tandy's album, she's got a beautiful album out. You can maybe meet her at the back and you may get a copy of her album. It's called The Offer. The song is titled Dingy Dingy by Mambus himself. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's really nice to see some people are really enjoying the music so much. We really appreciate it. This is our last song, and it's titled Abenguni. My name is Titi Luzipo. This is Tanti Ntuli on the keyboard, Spelelo Mazibuko on drums, Chambingosi Mavimbela on the bass. And you can catch Tanti Ntuli live on the 20th of October at the Orbit, Tickets 100 Rand, and she's doing a beautiful solo performance titled Njuza. Thank you and good night.